So as you're aware that this is a special session that we do at every Jalsa, where our well-wishers from around the world come with their messages of peace and harmony, and they come and bring messages from different countries as well. And we have today with us parliamentarians, councillors, and various other personalities from around the world who will be addressing us. So we will start the session firstly with some video messages that we have received from a number of parliamentarians and various other dignitaries, and then we will go on to the rest of the program. So we'll start with the video messages first.
I just want to place on record my huge thanks and appreciation of the community, the Ahmadi community in my constituency of Warwick and everything. Such wonderful, warm people who do so much for everyone in our broader community, from charitable donations, fundraising, but also the support and the availability of the community centre for COVID vaccination and so on. But I am very, very proud to have such wonderful people in the constituency. So thank you again and have a very special event.
And I want to thank you really deeply for the fantastic work you do in our communities, nationally and worldwide, to do just that, bring unity and peace.
At a time of such uncertainty around the world, your community does so much work to bridge divides and build bridges between communities, and I wish you every success with your conference.
Thank the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the Northwest particularly for their work this year in bringing the community together, particularly their charity work and their dedication to helping those most in need. I've seen what the community does here on the ground in Salford and right across Greater Manchester, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for doing the good work that you do.
So with this, I wish you every blessing for this gathering. I wish you every blessing for your communities, both here in the United Kingdom and around the world. And I look forward to continuing our work with your wonderful community to safeguard the religious freedom of your community, of mine, and of everyone around the world.
Jazakallah, those were some of the video messages that we received. We will have more as we go along during this session. But now I'd like to invite our first speaker this afternoon. And our first speaker is Chief Wally Byrne, who's a long-standing leader of the James Smith Cree Nation in Sichuan. And Chief Wally Byrne is a good friend of the community. Chief Wally Byrne is accompanied by Betty Nippy Albright and Isaiah Omiya So. And Betty is the only female indigenous member in Sichuan legislature, and Isaiah is the youngest elected councillor in 50 years. They have traveled from Canada to be with us here today, and I welcome them, and I'm delighted to invite Chief Wally Byrne to come and address the convention.
Good afternoon. I'd like to say it's an honor to be here today. I'm just going to introduce myself. My spirit and animal name is Take Time Eagle. My government name is Wally Burns. I'd just like to say it's an honor and a privilege, and also introduce my fiancée behind me, Genevieve Whitefish. So with that, I thank you, and it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Anin Danse. Greetings to my relations here with me, to all my friends and honored guests. Jikandam Homa Piket Tagusnan Chibigagi Gituan, Gibab Kang Nindunji in Canada. I am happy to be here to speak with you today. I am from Kiniston Saulteaux Nation in Canada. Your Holiness, I speak as a Saulteaux and Cree mother, grandmother, residential school survivor, and the only First Nation woman serving as a member of the Legislative Assembly in Saskatchewan. I also carry the spirit and legacy of my great-grandfather, Chief Kynaston, who signed the adhesion to Treaty 4 in the hope of peace, shared responsibility, and dignity between nations. Those treaties and promises were broken. Our lands were stolen, our languages silenced, our identities targeted by colonial systems meant to erase us. And yet, we are still here. We survive, we resist, we rise. My presence today is not just a moment of survival, but a living testimony of strength, truth, and love in motion. Love for all, hatred for none. These are not empty words. They call each of us to take action, to walk with courage, to speak truth that unsettles silence, to build peace rooted in justice. I long for a day when our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and those yet to be born are seen not through stereotypes, but through stories of strength and belonging, stories that honor the beauty of who they are and the resilience of where they come from. Let this moment be more than ceremony. Let it be a shared view, to confront injustice without apology, to lift each other with compassion, and to live out peace, not just in words, but in action. Kichimigwech, thank you. Peace be with you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jamaat Ahmadiyya Canada.
We now have a video message from Right Honourable Jeremy Hunt, who is a Member of Parliament for Godalming and Ash, and has previously served for the area of Islamabad. Jeremy held very senior positions in the UK government as the former Chancellor of Exchequer and the former UK Foreign Secretary. He's met Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen many times and is a strong supporter of the Jamaat. We should listen to his message now.
Assalamu alaikum. It is a great privilege and pleasure to send this greeting to all my friends in the Ahmadi Muslim community. I have many constituents in Godalming and Ash who are Ahmadis, and I know that this Jalsa Salana is a wonderful celebration of peace and friendship and love. And I have had the privilege of meeting His Holiness, always been struck by his great wisdom and great humility. And I think the fundamental message of love for all, hatred for none, has never been more important in the dangerous world that we live in. So I wish you a very happy and fruitful convention. Jalsa Mubarak.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Our next speaker is His Worship Stephen Del Duca, who is the Mayor of the city of Vaughan in Canada, which is the home of the national headquarters of the Jamaat in Canada. Stephen is a long-standing friend of the community and has known us for more than 20 years and has spoken at a number of our events, including the Jalsa Salana in Canada. He has traveled to join us here today, and I'm delighted to invite him to say a few words.
Well, thank you so very much. Assalamu alaikum. I am so deeply honored to have this opportunity to address you at this incredible Jalsa Salana. As was mentioned, I am proud to serve as the mayor of the city of Vaughan in the country of Canada. And in Vaughan, we are truly privileged to be home to the national headquarters of the Ahmadiyya community in Canada. More than 6,000 individuals call my city home from your community. We are so fortunate and so blessed in the city of Vaughan to have such a strong and proud Ahmadi community that works so hard day in, day out to make such a lasting and positive contribution to our city, to our community, through so many good works, supporting charitable organizations in our city, organizing the Run for Vaughan, for example, that helped to fund our first hospital, Of course, the local and international work of Humanity First, supporting food banks and blood donation clinics, and so much more. The message of love for all and hatred for none, something that I have known from this community for many, many years, as I have developed such a strong relationship and friendship with the Ahmadiyya community locally and with Mr. Lalkan Malik, your national president, based in the city of Vaughan. But the message of love for all and hatred for none has never been more important. This is a time when there is so much unrest and so much difficulty right around the world. And the message that you hold dear, the message that we hold dear, the message that you work hard to spread far and wide really does resonate at this time. I am sincerely honored to be here. This is my very first time at this particular Jalsa Salana. I am very hopeful and would be honored to host His Holiness back in Canada and in the city of Vaughan as soon as it's possible. And I truly look forward to celebrating this occasion with you today and for many, many years to come. Thank you so much for what you do in my city, in my country, and right around the world to help support a brighter future for all of humanity. All the best, and thank you very much again.
Nara Takbir! Islam Ahmadiyyat! Islam Ahmadiyyat!
Thank you very much. We now share another video message, and this is from Greg Stafford, who is the Member of Parliament for Farnham and Borden, where Islamabad is based. Prior to his parliamentary career, Greg served as a senior director in the NHS. He's a very good friend of the community and is secretary for the APPG of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, and also spoke powerfully at the event in May on persecution of Ahmadi Muslims. We shall now listen to his message.
Hi, I'm Greg Stafford, the Member of Parliament for Farnham and Borden, which includes Tilford, where Islamabad is situated. I'd like to send my best wishes to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community as you gather for Jalsa Salana UK 2025. As Secretary of the All-Party Group for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, I've engaged with Islamabad and the community, particularly around your local and community work to promote peace and interfaith understanding. It is right to mention this in light of the ongoing persecution faced by Ahmadi Muslims in parts of the world, especially in Pakistan. In May, I spoke at a parliamentary event that laid bare the seriousness of these abuses, including the desecration of graves, arrests for peaceful prayer, and threats from extremist groups. This is religious persecution, and it is unacceptable. I'll continue to use my position in Parliament and on the All-Party Group to stand up for the right of everyone to practice their faith freely and without fear. As you come together for Jalsa and hear the words of His Holiness, I hope that this gathering brings renewed strength, clarity and purpose to peace and service that your work provides in our area. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Greg. Our next honored speaker is His Excellency Mbwala Kariuki, who is the Tanzanian's High Commissioner in the United Kingdom since 2023. He has a long-standing diplomatic career and served in numerous senior roles, including at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs as a Director of Asia and Australia-Asia. He's also served as the advisor to the United Nations Security Council, and he is a very good personal friend and a friend of the community. I welcome him to the Jalsa Salana and invite him to say a few words.
Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I bring with me the greetings and best wishes from the government and the people of Tanzania to all Ahmadiyya community Muslim at this year's Jalsa Salana. This is the second time I've had the privilege to deliver remarks to this solemn assembly. I congratulate the Ahmadiyya community for continuing to promote peace around the world, guided by the principles of loyalty, freedom, equality, and respect. I particularly thank His Holiness for continued support to the world peace. He has been a voice for peace around the world, especially at this time when the world really needs peace in many parts. Let me use this opportunity to convey our sincere appreciation to the Humanity First for the work that they're doing in Tanzania to promote social services in education and health. 2 months ago, we had a delegation from the Humanity First United States, and they've shown strong interest to build the state-of-the-art eye hospital that will guarantee services to people of Tanzania, particularly Zanzibar. Let me conclude my remarks by wishing you all the best and wish you a successful Jalsa Salana 2025. I thank you.
Jamaat Ahmadiyya Tanzania.
Thank you very much. We now have another video message, and this time it's from Jim Shannon MP, who is the Democratic Unionist candidate, is the Unionist MP for Strangford. He's a very good friend of the community and has attended a number of our events and is a member of the all-party parliamentary group for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. And he also visited the Jamaat in Pakistan, especially in Rabwa. He also is the chair of the APPG for International Freedom of Religion Belief, and I'm pleased to be sharing his message of support. We'll now listen to his message.
I'm a bit unable to attend, so my apologies for not being there alongside you. I've always recalled and remembered my occasions that I was at the Jalsa Salana. Always an honour to be there amongst friends. So heartfelt greetings to everyone. I want to begin by recognising His Holiness Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad and all members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for the continued commitment to peace, to dignity and faith in action, one that I have upheld and others have upheld in this chamber on many occasions. Jalsa Salana is one of the most powerful reminders that faith is not something passive. It's a force for compassion, for unity and for public service. That's exactly what the Ahmadiyya Muslim community demonstrates time and again. But we must also confront a very painful truth. Many of our brothers and sisters around the world, particularly in Pakistan, are denied even the most basic freedom to worship. I've spoken often in Parliament about the persecution of the Ahmadiyya Muslims, and do so again today with renewed urgency and with that pain in my heart. This year alone we've seen a terrifying rise in violence. 4 lives lost this year: Leek Ahmad Jimia, Muhammad Asif, Tariq Mahmood and Dr. Sheikh Mahmood, all murdered for their faith because they were Ahmadiyyas. Homes watched, worship criminalised, worshippers removed from mosques on ID morning while extremists cheered outside. As chair of the APPG for International Freedom of Religion or Belief, I have worked across party lines to highlight these injustices and to call for international pressure where governments fail to protect their citizens. I promise you this day I'm back home, you're at your Jalsa Salana. I will continue to speak up. I will continue to press our government to raise these issues through every diplomatic and multilateral channels that are available. Silence is not an option. To every Ahmadiyya Muslim child, parent, elder, volunteer here today, I thank you. You're not alone. You have many allies in Parliament. You have friends across faiths. I'm one of those. And you have a cause that is just. As this is a religious gathering, let me end in the words that prayer is the most powerful thing and it can move mountains for us.
Thank you very much, Jim. Our next honoured speaker is Sam Licardo, who is a United States Congressman and represents California's 16th Congressional District. Before joining the Congress, he served 2 terms as the mayor of San Jose in California and has a strong interest in the environment. He's a close friend of the community and has traveled all the way from the USA to join us. I'm delighted to invite him to say a few words.
Assalamu alaikum. Jalsa Mubarak. I've now exhausted my knowledge of the Urdu vocabulary, so I appreciate your patience while I speak English. I bring greetings from the United States, and I want to say congratulations to the Ahmadiyya Muslim community on hosting this historic 59th Jalsa Salana here in the United Kingdom. This is a powerful spiritual gathering that inspires tens of millions of global citizens around the world. My name is Sam Licardo, and I'm a member of Congress representing a district in California that includes Silicon Valley, a great font of innovation for the world, as well as some of California's most beautiful coastline along the Pacific Ocean. And I hope you can all come to visit. My message today is a simple one. Jazakallah. Thank you. First, thank you for your warm welcome. My wife Jessica and I are grateful for the extraordinary hospitality of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community and for the kind invitation for us to join you. I'm honored to speak to a global audience of Ahmadi Muslims united by faith, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to peace. I've learned much already from my weekend with you, and not merely through the words you say. In my own Catholic faith tradition, we are urged to preach always the gospel, but only when necessary, use words. And indeed, it is your actions as Ahmadi Muslims that I find so compelling and so inspiring. For example, countless volunteers have miraculously built and sustained this temporary city in the English countryside for this Jalsa Salana. Your humanitarian work, like the Muslims for Life campaign, through which you donate thousands of pints of blood every year, shows your service is your identity. Your assistance to 41 hospitals in founding and sustaining critical life-saving work in many developing countries is testament to your community's tremendous generosity. Your Voice of Peace campaign provides a model for uniting the efforts of all people of goodwill throughout the globe. And your mosques have become centers of mercy and public good, as I've personally witnessed in Milpitas, California, near my own community. Your collective investment of energy, time, and passion is an inspiring example of the genuine faith of the Ahmadi Muslims and your commitment to your holy mission. Thank you also for your leadership in our troubled world. I extend special congratulations to your spiritual leader, Hazrat Mirza Masroor Ahmad, whose message of justice, peace, and love for all, hatred for none, continues to offer hope in a world hungry for spiritual direction. His Holiness has emerged as a beacon of moral clarity, speaking out for the oppressed, defending justice, and reminding the world that faith must be a force for good. Thank you above all for your spirit and for your unquenchable passion for peace and justice. As a practicing Catholic, I know there's much for us to learn from and to share with your community. In particular, you have much to teach us all about faith and resilience, particularly your community's unshakable fortitude in the face of the ongoing persecution. The recent murders of 4 Ahmadi Muslims in Pakistan provide tragic and ominous reminders of the challenges you face. I extend my heartfelt condolences to the families of the victims, and I stand in solidarity with you in urging that its perpetrators be brought to justice. Despite enduring unspeakable cruelties, your community continues to embody patience, compassion, and grace. And I feel particularly inspired by the commitment of Ahmadi Muslims to advocate not only for your own rights, but for the rights of other persecuted peoples. That provides an important lesson for all of us in this divided world. I commit to work with my colleagues in the U.S. Congress to do everything possible to end the egregious persecution of Ahmadi Muslims. Religious freedom is a universal right and a founding value of our nation, the United States. And while we have not always lived up to our own values in my country, and this current administration is too plainly an example of that, we must speak up to support one another in this precarious moment for freedom in our world. So too, we must stand together against all forms of oppression, whether it's for families suffering from starvation in Gaza, or against unjust treatment of immigrants within my own United States. I've had the great honor of visiting your community at the Bai'at Basir Mosque in Milpitas, California. The Silicon Valley chapter of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community represents the largest ideals, the highest ideals of American civic and spiritual life. Thank you for inviting me to share a few words at this historic Jalsa. Again, Shakala and Jalsa Mubarak.
नाराए तकबीर जमात अहमदिया USA.
Thank you very much. Very moving words. Thank you. We now have another video message from Dr. Nazila Ghania, who is the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the freedom of religion or belief. She is also a professor of international human rights law at the University of Oxford and is on the board of trustees of the independent think tank, the Universal Rights Group. She regularly speaks at the United Nations on the persecution of Ahmadi Muslims. Dr. Nazila is a good friend of the Jamaat and works closely with us. We should listen to her message now.
It's an honor to send you my greetings of peace to His Holiness and to all of you, respected members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, gathered together at this year's Jalsa Salana. I regret that existing commitments mean that I can't be with you in person, but I certainly stand with all of you in solidarity in work for peace and understanding around the world. I understand that the Jalsa acts as a profound reminder of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community's commitment to peace, to interfaith understanding, and service to humanity. These values, these shared values, are vital in our world, which is challenged by conflict, hatred, and violence, but nevertheless inspired by resilience, strength, and hope. The human rights violations suffered by Ahmadi Muslims have included those that have violated the right to life itself. Examples include those of Mr. Laik Ahmad Chinma, beaten by an extremist mob in Karachi, and the case of Dr. Sheikh Mahmoud, a physician, gunned down in his hospital in Sargodha. Such human rights violations are just indicative of a far wider systematic pattern of discrimination and incitement that is suffered. The destruction of Ahmadi Muslim mosques, the desecration of hundreds of graves, and even state-backed restrictions that sought to prevent the observation of the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha by Muslims are examples, just a handful of examples of this pattern. We all know that freedom of religion or belief is a universal human right for all people everywhere. Violations such as these are an affront to us all. As UN Special Rapporteur on freedom of religion or belief, I will continue to raise these issues and advocate for accountability. I regularly raise these incidents and will continue to do so. May this Jalsa be a source of strength and solidarity for you all, and may we all renew our shared commitment to a world of freedom of faith, of freedom of religion or belief, and human rights for all.
Thank you very much. Our next speaker is a very good friend, Fleur Anderson, who is a member of Parliament for Putney, the home to Fazl Mosque. Fleur is currently serving as in the government as Minister for Northern Ireland. She has previously served as the Shadow Postmaster General for the Cabinet Office and Shadow Minister for Northern Ireland. Fleur is a very, very close friend of the community and is the former vice chair of the all-party parliamentary group from the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. She's also visited Rabwa and also met with the Jamaat there. I welcome her and ask her to come and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum. Friends, I'm delighted to be here at the Jalsa Salana. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm the MP for Putney and Southfields, which really makes me the MP for the Fazl Mosque. And I'm very, very proud that I am. I'm very delighted to be working with so many of my constituents, whom I call friends, who are working for peace in our local community. I was delighted to join with the Lajna last year in celebrations and to meet with them so often as well. I did visit Islamabad, Rabwa and Lahore on a cross-party visit of MPs, where we saw for ourselves the persecution that is faced by the Ahmadiyya community in Pakistan. Not being able to vote, persecution in schools, at places of work and in homes and where people can live. And I saw the need for such high security in Rabwa. And I know that we are all working for a world in which that doesn't have to be the case. I'm also really proud that Humanity First, which is celebrating 30 years, started off with convoys going to Sarajevo in that conflict from Southfields in my community. From small things, if we can work together, we can see that we can achieve amazing things. And that's what's happening here at the Jalsa Salana with so many volunteers, 10,000 volunteers, all working so hard to make this amazing event happen. At this time of global conflict and community unrest, I am so grateful for His Holiness's leadership on peace, on love for our nation and what that means, and on building communities. I can see that in London, how we work together to celebrate diversity. This is what we are building here as well, and I know that to build such a special community here for 3 days means that we can go out into our communities afterwards, to work together so hard in business for economic growth that our country needs, to work for stronger public services, and I know that many of you work in health and education, and I am so grateful for that, and to work in community action, to be school governors, to see our local community organisations and charities and food banks and to help them, to work in our streets to build together community. Let's keep building this together, building this in each way that we can in our position. I will, as an MP, I will stand up for peace and stand up for communities working together, and I know that you will in each of your communities when we leave the Jalsa Salana. So thank you very much indeed, and I look forward to keeping working with the Ahmadiyya community, both here and in London and across the world, to make our world a better place. Thank you very much indeed.
Nara Takbir! Jamaat Ahmadiyya UK!
Thank you very much, Fleur. Our next honourable speaker is Muntaka Mohammed, who is the Minister of Interior for Ghana and has previously served as the Minister for Youth and Sports. He's a close friend and supporter of the community and has attended our Jalsa convention in Ghana. He has travelled from Ghana to join us at this Jalsa, and I'm delighted to invite him to come and say a few words.
First, I bear witness there's no deity worthy of worship except Allah. I equally bear witness the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his messenger. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, his household, and all those who follow his path until the day of Qiyamah. I greet you with the best of fraternal greetings of Islam. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Let me start by thanking the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for the invitation to the government of Ghana and my personal invitation as the Minister for the Interior of Ghana. I want to congratulate you for this year's Jalsa Salana, which is happening today, since yesterday and today, all the way to tomorrow. I want to pray that this year brings more blessing to all of us, especially those of you who have come from far and near, to come and listen to the religious preachings and to uplift your righteousness. Let me take this opportunity once again to thank the Ahmadiyya Muslim community for your good work in Ghana, in helping our country in our development cause. You've built schools, you've built hospitals, you've sunk boreholes, you've done a lot to help the underprivileged in our community. Let me congratulate you on your slogan, the love for all, hatred for none, that has permeated since I came. I have seen it. I've seen you united in diversity. Different people from different continents working together for the sake of Allah, for the sake of humanity. We want to urge you to continue to do this at a time that the world needs peace more than any other thing. We want you to provide leadership in all that you do. It is our hope that your unity and the purpose that you set for yourself here will go back home in your various community to continue to develop our community with its diversity. Let me say, our government, the government of Ghana, will want to assure the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in Ghana that you can count on our support. You can count on our support to prevent religious intolerance. We will support you in whatever you are doing, and we'll make sure that you have the free space to be able to perform your religious right without any hindrance. I want to once again wish you Sir Jalsa Mubarak. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Nara Takbir! Jamaat Ahmadiyya Ghana!
Thank you very much. Our final speaker this afternoon is Alex Baker, who is the newly elected Labour Member of Parliament for Aldershot. She is the first female MP to be elected for this constituency and is a member of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for the Ahmadiyya Muslim community in the United Kingdom. She recently joined us the Jamaat's charity walk in Islamabad and is a very good supporter of the Jamaat's work. Welcome her and ask her to say a few words.
Salam alaikum. It is a great honour to be with you at this Jalsa Salana. Thank you so much for welcoming me so warmly, and a huge congratulations to the organisers and the volunteers that make this event possible. It is my privilege to be a member of the all-party parliamentary group representing the Ahmadiyya community in Parliament. I come before you today as a friend, but also a mother and a person of faith. Let me begin by saying how inspired I am by the way you live out your faith. Because in today's society, to have faith is to have the whole world doubt you. Passing on our values to our children, staying rooted in what we believe, can sometimes feel like swimming against the tide. I've felt that struggle, and I know many of you will have done too. But today's gathering reminds us we are not on our own, and it is so humbling to look out from this stage and witness tens of thousands of people gathered together in worship, peace, and unity. It speaks volumes about the strength of your community, the depth of your conviction, and the quiet dignity with which you live your values. That kind of leadership doesn't always make the headlines, but it makes a real and lasting difference. I've seen it firsthand as the Member of Parliament in Aldershot and Farnborough. During Ramadan this year, I attended the first iftar organised by the Ahmadiyya community in North Camp in Farnborough, bringing people together from across our community. And I want to pay tribute to Fuzia Khan and to her husband, Rana Salim Khan, who pulled that event together with the support of Imam Adil. And when there was disorder and unrest on our streets last summer, I was proud again to join the local Ahmadiyya Muslim community in delivering cakes to our local police station, thanking the brave police officers keeping our community safe and taking a stand against hatred and discrimination. That deep yearning for peace reaches beyond our borders. Right now, our hearts break for those suffering in conflicts across the globe. Let me close with this thought. It comes from the Muslim poet Rumi, writing many hundreds of years ago. He once wrote, "The lamps may be different, but the light is the same." It is a profound reminder that although we may come from different backgrounds and traditions, the core of what drives us is the same: love, justice, and the search for truth. Let us hold on to that light. Let us walk forward together, in the words of His Holiness, as people of shared purpose, and never let hatred drown out our hope. In the spirit that brings us together today, love for all, hatred for none.